A very good evening to everyone. Welcome to Global Online, and here we are back with our NTA UGC NET preparation for paper 1, that is for your December 2023 cycle. And in this sessions, you all know that we are doing previous year latest cycle questions, where we are targeting questions from 2021 to 2023, but nowadays we are focusing all the shift papers of 2023, wherein we are live every day at 9:30 p.m. and in today's session we will be targeting the questions based on the topic communication. Before we go ahead, quickly let's understand what this Global Online has brought up for you all as a part of quick revision bank. So we do have a quick revision bank. Now this quick revision bank consists of your 4,500 plus MCQs. Now what these MCQs are all about? These are updated MCQs till June 2023. Unit wise MCQs are given, which is approximately 500 plus. At the same time, you will be also getting short notes and most repeated questions. The reason to provide this particular revision bank, so that you can target 80 plus in your paper 1, which is most expected target for cracking your UGC NET examination. At the same time, the fee cost for this is rupees 699. We have also given our contact details. You can get in touch with us with the below contact details, so that in case if you want to avail this copy. Apart from that, we also have our complete course for paper 1, which highlights daily live lectures in Hindi and English, full syllabus notes, 60 plus mock tests, 2000 plus MCQs in the form of question bank. All this is available at a fee cost of rupees 3,600 with a 20% off. You can also download this with the help of Global Online app. What you have to do is download the app with the help of Google Play Store. This is how the interface looks like. Registered yourself with a registered mobile number. Once you registered yourself, you can get an access through the course once you buy the course, wherein you will be getting all the access to the videos, to the units consisting of theory, lectures, evaluation test, notes, mock test, MCQs, everything. Okay, so yes, this is what we have. Now let's come quickly to the questions. As I said, today we'll be starting with questions based on a 2023 cycle. All the papers, all the shifts 2023 cycle we are doing, so that it will be easier for you to understand what type of questions are coming from communication unit. Accordingly, you can get prepared yourself with the set of questions. Okay, so yes, here comes our first question. So we have the first question on the screen. So this first question basically is about what? The first question which we have on the screen is about the science of studying the feedback system in humans, in animals and in machine is described as what? So we are talking about what the science of studying the feedback system. So is it called as the feedback science? Is it called as the experience study? Is it called as the message humanities, or is it called as cybernetics? So basically, what is the science of studying the feedback system? Now, if you remember, we have done this term yesterday. Humanities, it's nothing but interpretation. But here we are talking about the feedback system. The same question was given in a little bit of old cycles, but see, this is what the benefit. If you revise previous year question papers, no, you will definitely able to get the questions similar. The only thing I have told you, you have to detailedly study those questions properly. So we talk about the science of studying the feedback system in human, animals and machines is described as nothing but, yes, question number 1, everyone. We are doing 2023 cycle, those who have joined late. So I am targeting 6 papers today. So 6 papers, that is each paper with morning and evening shift. That's how I have planned. So yes, so when we talk about the science of studying the feedback system in humans, animals, machines, basically it is nothing but it is called as what? It is called as cybernetics. It is nothing but the term in communication will be called as, the system is called as cybernetics. That is option number 4. The right answer is what? The right answer is option number 4, right? Okay. Coming to question number 2. Now question number 2 talks about Das Asure is labeled language as a what? So is it a technical code? Is it a profusion of signs? Is it verbalism, or is it macro generalizer? So what is this term? We have one term in front of us. So the term is mentioned as what? The term is mentioned as de Saussure, okay, is a language, labeled language as what? So basically Saussure is nothing but, you know, a social phenomena, okay, a system, you can say, which is viewed with respect to synchronization, which is with respect to the time, with respect to the course of, you know, changes in time. So they are called, or they are labeled as what? A technical code, or is it a profusion, or a sign, or verbalism, or micro generalizer? So this is basically termed as what? Yes, everyone. Question number 2 on the screen. You can start with the answer. So when we talk about de Saussure labeled language, okay, so this labeled language is basically nothing but it is, you know, it is called as, or you can, it is known as, or it is said to be what? It is said to be a profusion of signs. Now what do you mean by profusion of signs? It's a large quantity. So de Saussure labeled language is something which is available in a large quantity. So quantity is termed as, you know, profusion. Is it clear? Ampleness, right? Okay, coming to question number 3, everyone. Now see, question number 3 is about the code question. Now let's see what's question number 3 talking about. So the question 3 says that which of the following are the criteria for public service communication? It is talking about the criteria. You have to identify the criteria as public service communication. So the criteria can be personal bias, ideological slant, accuracy, comprehensiveness, or separation of opinions and facts. So which of the following criteria is, you know, labeled as public service communication? Or if for public service, criteria for public service communication is called as personal bias, is called as ideological slant, is called as accuracy, is known as comprehensiveness, or it is known as separation of opinion and facts. So you need to answer the or select the right option. So the options are given below. Option number A, B, C, D, that is 1, 2, 3 in the form of 1, 2, 3. So here the criteria, just remember the question, the criteria for public service communication. So in public service communication, so if you see the given options, no, you can, some options needs to be eliminated, okay. So make sure that you are reading the question very well and coming to the answer, okay. So yes, so when we talk about question number 3, which of the criteria is, you know, applicable for public service communication? So criteria, that is option number 3. So personal bias and ideological slant, obviously this cannot be a criteria for public service communication. So accuracy, comprehensiveness, and separation of opinion and facts are the criteria which is considered for public service communication. Is it clear? Okay, coming to question number 4, everyone. So let's go to question number 4. Let's see what is question number 4 all about. So question number 4 is all about, according to the experts like McLuhan, the following are considered as hot media. Okay, so they have given us some examples and they are saying that from the following, the certain are considered as what? Certain are considered as hot media. Now what exactly this hot media indicates? It's like, you know, quick references. So instead of I giving you hint, you have to select from the given. So they have given hot media. So there is something called as cool media and hot media. I'll tell you both of them. First let's concentrate on this question. According to some experts like McLuhan, that is Marshall McLuhan, what is considered as hot media? Telephone, television, radio, cinema, or print. So they have given you the options. So these are the given options. You have to select which comes under hot media, whether it is telephone, whether it is television, whether it is radio, whether it is cinema, or whether it is print. So from the given options, what is considered as hot media? Okay, so yes, everyone, Question number 4, right answer will be what? Question number 4, I hope everyone is coping up with the speed. I'm not that faster, but still, I just want everyone, yes. Students are answering, yes, but make sure that your answers are a little bit quicker so that it will be easier for you to cope up. Okay, so yes, for here the right answer stands to be, for question number 4, the right answer stands to be option number 3, that is C, D and E. Okay, now I'll tell you what is this hot media and what is the school media. Okay, so yes, let's understand it in detail. So when we talk about hot media, that is print, photographs, radios and movies comes under hot media. Cool media is in the form of cartoons, in the form of telephone, television. These comes at what? These comes as cool media. Now hot media are high definition. They are rich in the sensory data. So hot media is basically an analysis which is talking about what? Which is talking about the sight and sound. Okay, which includes radio, film, lectures, photography. So don't go with hot, it means something which is latest. It is going with reference to what? It's going with reference to analysis in a sequence, a linear logical analysis, right? Okay, fine. So I have discussed with you hot media, what is hot media. At the same time, now you know what is cool media. So as I said, print, photograph, radio, cinema, movies is all a top of, it's a part of hot media. Cool media, your telephone, television, everything comes under cool media, right? Okay. Now coming to question number 5, everyone, you have statements. Now, so if you have seen one thing, I just want everyone to have an attention over here. Yesterday, since last few days, we are doing this previous year questions. But last this entire week we are concentrating on 2023 questions. Okay, so if you see in 2023, in one unit you will definitely get a statement question. So make sure that statement questions are read properly, understood properly and answered appropriately. So right, so statement 1 and statement 2, we have statement 1. Internet itself is a network and also a model for cyberspace relation. So we have internet, okay, it is basically called as a network and a model for cyberspace relation. Statement 2 says that global interactive technologies aided by internet herald the arrival of second media age by the end of 20th century. So global interactive technologies which are aided by internet, herald the arrival of second media age by the end of 20th century. So these two statements are given. So with respect to these two statements, which statement stands to be true, which statement stands to be false? So we need to answer this very well. So internet itself is a network and a model for cyberspace relation. Statement 2 is talking about global interactive technologies aided by the internet. Here it is talking about the arrival of second media age by the end of 20th century. So what does it indicate? Which statement stands to be true, which statement stands to be correct, or which statement stands to be false? So let's see how many of you are able to answer the question. Yes. So question number 5, everyone. So if you see, internet itself is a network and also models for cyberspace relation, yes, the statement stands to be true. Global interactive technologies which are aided by the internet, which is nothing but arrival of second media age by the end of 20th century, yes, the statement stands to be true. So both statement 1 and statement 2 stands to be true, right? Okay, any doubt, any concern, please put it in the chat box. So accordingly I can take up the messages and we can go ahead. A third question, Deepa, just a second, yes. See, Jill, I'm talking about hot media and cool media. If anyone is having any doubt, no, I'll just go through one by one. I'll sort out your doubts one by one. Let us first go with the third question. Quickly, I'll explain you the third question and then I will go to next question. Okay, we are talking about what? We are talking about public service communication. right? So what is the question basically about? The question is asking you with respect to the criteria for public service communication. So communication in public service, it means a message, a practice of giving a message from one specific group to another group, or using with the help of some tools. So when you are passing the message, the meaning of this question is, when you are passing a message, what is the criteria? Obviously in the public service, whenever you pass a message, you should not bring biasness or ideological slantness. These two things are negative. Okay, accuracy, yes, your message should be accurate, it should be comprehensive, including everything. It should have a separation of opinion and facts. The message should look like that. So here these two points will not be applicable when you are trying to communicate with the help of criteria for public service communication. So I hope this is very clear with every one who is having doubt in question number question number 3. Right now, those who are having doubt in question number 4. Okay, so let's see, why not this, why not that. So that also I'll sort out. So according to McLuhan, he has distinguished media such as hot media and cool media. So hot media is prints, photographs, radios, movies. Cold media talks about it talks about your television. Now the differentiate between hot media is one which engages one sense completely, okay, which is engaging one of the senses completely. It demands little interaction from the user, okay, in the form of spoon feeding, right? Whereas when we talk about the cool media, it is something which is basically talking about what less interaction, you can say, or less understanding. So according to that, we are talking about what? We are talking about here hot media and cool media. Is it fine? So according to the experts, we have identified what is hot media engagement, and cool media is basically about less amount of engagement, just about static things to be given. Is it clear? All the doubts are solved, because I am going to the next paper now. We are going to the next cycle, the next set of paper, right? So let's come to the next set of paper. Okay. Now let's come to the next set of question. So here we have now very easy question. We have done this very well. In communication, denotion is the level of what? Belief, contrast, description, dissent. Okay, when we talk about connotation and denotation, right? So denotation is basically talking about what? They have given you the following options, whether it is about belief, whether it is about contrast, whether it is about description, or whether it is about dissent. So exactly what it talks about. In case if you are not aware about the word dissent, dissent is nothing but disagreement, okay, where you do not disagreement with certain ideas. So in communication, denotation is the level of what? So what denotation indicates? Okay, yes everyone, question number 1. Okay, yes. So when we talk about communication, denotation is nothing but the level of what? It's a level of description. Okay, you describe something as per the actual meaning. So denotation is nothing but the level of description. Is it clear? Okay. Now coming to question number 2. Question number 2, symbols provide meaning when used in what? When used in contrasting style, random order, non-specific context, or specific cultural context. We are talking about what symbol which provides meaning when it is used with respect to what? Yes everyone, question number 2, symbols, that is we are going to the next set. We have already started with next set. So symbol provides meaning when used in a what? So symbol provides meaning when used in contrasting style, random order, non-specific context, or specific cultural context. what does it indicate? Yes, everyone. So when we talk about symbols, it is basically a cultural context, specific cultural context. So I just want an attention of everyone over here. See this communication questions, of the latest cycle. Yes, very good. The questions are little bit of yes, denotation Priyanka is a dictionary meaning. So the questions are little bit not regular one. So you need to be very careful when you're doing this topic, because this topic is very easy, but the level of questions, every time which are asked are completely different, right? Okay, now coming to question number 3, everyone. A hot medium is characterized by what? So when you're talking about hot medium, is it non-mechanical components, low audience participation, it envelopes only one sense, large amount of information supplies, or high audience participation? So when we talk about a hot medium, what it is characterized by? You have to talk about the characteristics of hot medium. Okay, students may little bit feel difficult, or maybe you may feel completely as if blank. It's okay, you take some time, make sure that whatever you are doing, you are having a note of it. Okay, so don't worry. Maybe this revision also will help you a lot. Just now we did about hot media and cold media, right? So hot medium or media is characterized with what? With what of the following list? So it is non-mechanical components, or it is low audience participation, it envelopes only one sense, or large amount of information which is supplied, or high audience. So you can select from this. They have given you the options also, but from this you can first select and then see, come to the right option what it is given, right? Okay, so yes, question number 3, everyone. So when you look at question number 3, okay, so options which is given, okay, from the given options which are given to you, so low audience participation, okay, it envelopes only one sense, we did just right now, and it is basically talking about large amount of information. Just now we studied hot media and cold media. So it is talking about what? Low audiences, envelopes only one sense, and large amount of information supplies, right? Okay, now coming to question number 4, everyone. So again, 4, you have a statement based question. So you have 2 statements. The first statement says that in the initial stages, mass communication was considered as a study of propaganda, which you used to propaganda. Whereas statement 2, now it has a linguistic component in terms of signs, codes and language. So basically, what it is telling about? Okay, yes, everyone. So statement, which statements, given statements, which statements talks about, which statement talks about your right statement or wrong statement? So if you see statement number 1, okay, so statement number 1, in initial stage mass communication is considered as propaganda. Yes, very true. Statement number 2, now it has its linguistic component in terms of sign, codes and language. Yes, very true. So the sign, codes and languages are one of the component, okay, language component. Yes, so if you see both the statements, statement number 1 and statement number 2, both the statements stands to be true. Okay, we are little speed wise, we are little going slow. I just want everyone, yes, to speed up little bit, so that you get a right, accurate practice of your examination. Now yes, coming to question number 5. Now we are at the end of the second paper. We have targeted 6 papers to do today, so let's see how it works out. Mass communication supplies an inventory of public messages and allows for monitoring of social values. Statement 2 says that in large scale social settings, mass media will enable integration of social institutions. So we are talking about what? We are talking about mass communication, which supplies an inventory of public messages and allows, the monitoring. So it is an inventory of public messages, yes, but at the same time monitoring is also there. So yes, this statement definitely stands to be true. Now let's say statement number 2. It is talking about in a large scale social setting, mass media will enable integration of social institutions. Yes. So when we talk about social values, social setting, it will definitely help to integrate social institutions. So yes, statement number 1 and statement number 2, both the statements stands to be what? True. So the right answer is option number A, right? Okay, we'll just speed up little bit now because it is important for us from examination point of view, and as you all know that exams are coming nearby. So let's little bit speed up and come to the next set of question. The arrival of interactive communication technologies has been, okay, described as what? So the first media age, the second media age, the post media age, or the post technology age? We are talking about the arrival of interactive communication technologies. Interactive communication technologies started, when? Basically, the arrival started when? At the first media, the second media, the post media, or, in the post technology age. So when this exactly started, or what, when this came into picture? Okay, so yes, when we talk about the interactive communication technology, basically interactive communication technology was started in the age when there was a cultural shift towards the perception, and that happened in what? That happened in the second media age. So basically this cultural shift, okay, or you can say, the cultural the interactive communication was being seen or described in the second age. So basically there are, if you see ages of media, there are 4 ages of media: pre-industrial, industrial, that is from 17th to 19th century. So pre-industrial is all before 17th century. Electronic age, which is from 1930s to 1980s, and now we have is evolution of new century, media century. It's nothing but from, from the 21st century. So these are the 4 you can say ages with respect to media, right? Okay, now coming to question number 2, everyone. One of the feature of broadcast communication is what? Is it static for audience, hidden from audience, highbrow for the audience, or live for the audience? So when we are talking about the broadcast communication, one of the feature of broadcast communication. So what is the feature of broadcast communication? What exactly broadcast communication indicates? Okay, so when we talk about broadcast communication, so broadcast communication is basically talking about what? Yes, everyone, broadcast communication. Yes, broadcast communication is something which is basically live for the audience. So when we talk about broadcast, yes, students, just make sure that you are little bit, though the questions are little bit difficult for you, but try to put in your maximum efforts. This will really help you in your examination. So when we talk about broadcast communication, is something basically with something which is live for the audiences, right? Okay, now coming to the next question. So next question is on the topic cool medium. Just now we did hot medium. So cool medium, they have given you the features of cool medium. High definition, high participation, involves small amount of information, tends not to be supplemented by hot media, supplanted by the hot media. Okay, so you have an options in front of you. I'll just give you some time to think and come to the answer. Just make sure that you are able to answer it very well. So cool medium has a feature of what? High definition, high participation, small amount of information, tends not to be supplemented by hot media or supplanted by the hot media. So what exactly it indicates? Cool I'm talking about cool medium. So from all the given options, if you see option number C, that is high participation, yes, a small amount of information, yes, and it is trends which are not supplemented by hot media. So it is basically not something, you know, which isn't gotten because of hot media, is something a cool media indicates. So these are the features which are applicable to cool media or cool medium, right? Okay, coming to question number 5, everyone. So question number 5, which of the following directly affect or influence the listening skills of students? So they have given you the skills, you have to talk about which directly affects. So student protocol, administrative interest, speed of the speech, timing of the speech, the regional accent. So student protocol, administrative interest, speed of the speech, timing of the speech, the regional accent, which talks about what? Which tells you that this, you know, is basically the affected or influencing the listening skills of the students. So when it comes to listening skills, it is influenced by the listening skills. So what it indicates? So if you see listening skills, option number C, that is your speed, yes, your timing of the speech and the regional accent. So these are the statements, okay, basically which will have the influence on listening skills, the speed, the timing and the accent, right? Okay, any doubt, any concern? So I'll just come to the chat box. Okay, there is no doubt, no concern. So let's go to the next question. We have two statement questions. The power elites by controlling the communication media extend their hegemonic rule is a statement of myth. And through communication media, they always plan to win over the common public and continue to overload them. Okay, so which of the statements stands to be correct? Which statement stands to be false? So we are talking about the power elites. They're controlling the communication. Their hegemonic rule is extended to the statement of myth, and through communication media the plan is to win the common public and, you know, continue to overload them. So if you look at both the statements, if you look at both the statements, so looking at both the statements, no, it talks about what? The power is not extended to, you know, a myth. Obviously statement 1 is not true. It is something which is considered as what? It is something which is considered as false. Whereas your statement 2, through communication there is always a plan to win over the common public and continue to overload them. Yes, it is definitely with your communication skills you can definitely do that. Okay. Yes, now coming to next set of paper. Now everyone, we are moving to the next set of paper. So yes, people perceive the communicated message according to their dash, that is official status, cultural values, imagined influences or semantic gaps. So when we talk about the people who perceive the communicated messages according to what? So people communicate or perceive the communication with the help of what or based on what? So yes everyone, so people perceive the communicated messages according to their status, according to their culture or the values or influences or semantic gap. So when you look about messages, okay, when you consider people, okay, who perceive the messages, so that is based on what? It is based on cultural values. So people who perceive the communicated messages is based on what? Is based on their personal values. Is based on their cultural values, right? Okay. Coming to the next question, question number 2, everyone. The doctrine of individualism, a political concept in communication, is identified as what? So when we talk about a doctrine of individualism, a political concept in communication is basically identified as what? Is it a formula? Is it an economic indicator? Is it an institutional background? Or it is ideology? So the doctrine of individualism, a political concept, okay, in communication is identified with the help of what? 3 times I have read the question. I hope everyone is clear with the question. Yes. So question number 2, everyone. The doctrine of individualism or a political concept in communication is basically based on what? It is based on the ideology. Something which reference to, it is something in connection with ideology, right? Okay. Now coming to question number 3, everyone. The behavioral model of communication asserts what? What does it tell? Behaviors are learned in social situation. They are learned in external situation only. The mental state of individual is important. The mental state of individual is not important. Or the communication techniques for cultural changes include both verbal and non-verbal messages. So we are talking about what? We are talking about the behavioralist model of communication. What does it assert or what does it tells about from the given statement? So yes, let us see how many of you are able to read it properly, come to it quickly to the questions. Yes, everyone. Question number 2. Okay. Sorry, question number 2. No, question number 3. We are doing question number 3. Okay. So behaviors are social situations, external situations, individual state of mind, which is important, which is not important, or communication techniques for cultural change. So what does it indicates? So yes, from the given options. So if you see from the given options, the options which are given to us. So if you look at all those options, obviously, so option number, okay, which option goes well with that, okay. So option number A. So behavior are learned situation, yes. Behavior are they are the mental state, yes, they are mental state of individual which is important. And yes, communication techniques for cultural change, it is something which includes both verbal and non-verbal messages. So if you see your statement number A, statement number C and statement number E stands to be what? They stands to be right answer with respect to what? With respect to behavioral model of communication. So yes, your option number, if you see your option number A, C, E, that is option number 3 turns to be right option, right? Okay. Now let's go to the question number 4 now. The elements which are related to communication in ancient paradigm, that is pattern of everyday life. Is it psychological? Is it is it physiological? Is it economic, ethical, self-realization, or ego clashes? So which are the statements which are related to ancient pattern of lifestyle? Yes, everyone. Ancient pattern of lifestyle. So when we talk about ancient pattern of lifestyle, it indicates what? It indicates physiological, it indicates economic, it indicates ethical, yes. So if you see physiological, yes. Economical, yes, it was. Ethical, yes. Self-realization, yes. But not ego clashes. It was not something which is talking about, the pattern of communication in old times, okay. So it was not something a pattern in everyday life. So ego clashes was not it's cancelled. So A, B, C, D. So here if you see your option A, B, C, D, it's nothing but your option number A. That is 1, right? Okay, now coming to the next question, the statements are given. You need to identify which statements are right, which statements are wrong. So by supplying the facts and opinions, mass media enables the audiences to make the decisions. This is your statement number 1. Statement 2, mass media should suppress the facts and opinions in order to influence the government decision. So it is talking about what? Is it talking about, statement 1, by supplying facts and opinions, mass media should be able to make decisions. Mass media should suppress the facts and opinions in order to influence the government decision. So which statement stands to be correct, which statement stands to be wrong? what exactly it indicates. Yes, everyone. So do you think that by supplying facts or opinions, mass media helps to make a decision? Yes, very true. So this statement is really very true, that because of the facts and opinion, it is able to take a decision. Second statement says that mass media should suppress the facts and opinions in order to influence the government decision. No, it's completely false, because it should not suppress. It is, in fact, whatever is the fact should be presented. So yes, your option number C, that is statement number 1 is true and statement number 2 is false, is the right answer. Right? Okay. Yes. I hope everything is going smoother. Now we are coming to the last paper. Both are true. Yes. Very good. Okay. Coming to the last paper. Yes. So let's see what is the first question. So first question is about from the communication viewpoint, which of the following is a institution, okay, cultural institution. So from communication viewpoint, which will be considered as a cultural institution? Trade organizations, political parties, military alliances or family? Which will be considered as the cultural institutions? Which will be the cultural institutions? Yes, everyone, when we are talking about cultural institutions, which will be, is it trade a cultural institution? No. Political party? No. Military alliances? No. Something which really comes as a cultural institution is something that is called as family. Okay, I don't know how many of you will be able to get it correct, but family stands to be something which is a part of cultural institutions. Yes, option number 4. Yes, very good. Okay, now coming to one of the following is excluded from the list of communication barrier. So these is not a barrier. Physical, semantic, philosophical, psychological. Which does not turns to be a barrier? So yes, question number 2. Which of them is not a barrier for communication? Which is not considered as a barrier for communication? Yes, everyone. Okay, coming to the right answer, which is not considered as a barrier for communication from the given options, that is question number 2. So philosophical, there is no such barrier called as philosophical. We have physical, semantic, psychological, okay, but there is no such philosophical barrier. So see, very important, very minute question, very easy question, but still you need to know how many barriers are there, right? Okay. Now, which of the following forms of traditional media of communication? So they have given you the media, okay, you have to select which is the traditional. Street demonstration, yagasana, puppetry, harikatha or filmy dances. Which of them are, the traditional forms of communication? These are the traditional forms of communication. Which is considered as a traditional form of communication? Yes, everyone. Yes, when it comes to traditional form of communication, so which will come under it? Okay, so if you see yaksagana, yes, it's one of the form of traditional communication. It talks about puppetry, yes, it's also one of the traditional communication, and harikatha. These are something which are traditional, and the rest are the latest one, whether it is street demonstration or the filmy dances. So option number 1, if you see, not option number 1, if you see your right answers turns to be B, C, D. So that is option number 2. Okay. Now, coming to the next question. The next question is, effective classroom communication is intended to make learners acquire what? So effective classroom communication will help you to give knowledge, behavior, skills, way of aggressive attitude or hyper reaction. So it will help in what? It will help in knowledge, it will help in behavior, it will help in soft skills, aggressive attitude or hyper reaction. You need to select from the given options. What will your effective classroom communication will give you? Will it give knowledge? Yes. Will it give behavior? Yes. Soft skills? Yes. Aggressive attitude? No, because this is something which has not been a part of this. Hyper reaction? No. So if you see ABC, that is your first option itself stands to be the right option. Right? Okay. Coming to the next question. Question number 5. Two statements. Interpersonal communication can be mediated or AU mediated, and statement 2, on its part mostly mass communication need not be mediated. Okay, so whether it is what type of response to the statements can be given. In case if you are not aware of the term mediated, okay, it is basically you can say trying to end the argument or agreement between two or more groups or maybe the people. So you are trying to end up. So it is talking about what the mass communication, interpersonal communication can be mediated, can be interrupted or mediated, whether on its part mostly mass communication cannot be mediated. So it is giving two contradictory statements. So which statement stands to be right? So when we talk about yes, interpersonal communication can be mediated or mediated, yes, it is very true, but mass communication need not be mediated. So you cannot give, there is no probability it can be, it cannot be, right? Okay, yes, let me see how many of you are. Okay, false. No, it's not false. First one is true. It can be mediated or mediated. It depends upon situation. They have not given us a situation, right? But yes, statement true is definitely false, right? Okay, so this is what we have done for today's session. Tomorrow we'll be coming up with a new paper, most probably higher education system or people development and environment. Next class again we'll start with a new cycle, so that we are trying to cover maximum number of papers which are required for your examination. Okay, keep learning. That's all for the day. Thank you everyone. Before we go and bind up the today's session, just an important announcement for paper 2 notes and MCQs which are available for us with the given subjects. The fee cost is 1280. You can also download the same with the help of Global Online app. That's all for the day. Thank you everyone.